Alright, hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of my Chicago Cubs Dynasty here. So it's been a little bit since the last video, but let's continue here the series. So we are at the end of the season. I'm not going to give away if we made the playoffs or not just yet. I want to kind of look at our roster and some of the guys that I actually brought in. In episode 3, I actually made some theoretical ideas about guys that I may bring in, guys that I may not bring in, and guys that I probably would like to get off our team, at least then and there. So here is the rotation. Zambrano, Clement, Wood, Pryor, Ponson. So I actually acquired Sidney Ponson, a larger deal. We'll get to that in a second. Here's how our bullpen kind of wrapped up in 2004. We did add him as well. We were Mike DeJean. We were definitely interested in adding an arm to that back of the pen there. Farnsworth, Rush, Swingman, Barrett Bay actually had a really good innings eating year out of the bullpen. 76 games, 102 innings pitched. Sean Marshall actually came up. He is our number 4 overall prospect in baseball, our highest prospect on the team. With some good traits here: high loyalty, high adaptability. He just pitched out of the pen for us towards the end of the year. Nothing crazy there. And then our other lefties rounded out: Remlinger and Merker. So, all in all, sorting this by WAR, I already kind of had it set up. Zambrano led the way, 7.2 WAR, a FIP of 2.88. So, very good year. Matt Clement, 6.1 WAR. He's a guy, age 30 years old, that is a free agent after 2004. So I was kind of looking at offering this guy a contract, and it's a pretty big deal that we do not have money for at the moment. So I would definitely love to bring back Matt Clement. I just don't know if that's going to happen or not. So we'll wait and see on that. Kerry Wood, very good year. Striking out a lot of guys as usual. Pryor as well. And then we have more of an innings eater towards the back end of the rotation there. Let's get to the lineup. So the fun stuff. I added 2 pretty big players to this lineup. So let's actually go up and sort by WAR to make everything nice and easy. So here we go. Miguel Tajada. That was the big move. I said I was thinking about doing it. I pulled the trigger, and here's what we had. So, in Baltimore, kind of underperforming. He had a pretty good year in Baltimore. Don't get me wrong, but came to Chicago, 337 average, 386 on base, 566 slug, almost 1.000 OPS. OPS plus of 146 and a 4.3 WAR. Now this guy, he plays defense. He hit for power. Nothing really more I could say there. He definitely improved this team, and that's what we needed. We needed improvement, especially on the offensive side with the ball at shortstop, with Alex Gonzalez being very underwhelming. 04 season, he's in the books for 11 million. 05 season, so we basically have him for one more year. Then he has a player opt out, and he probably should opt out. I don't know if he will, but we'll see. Wait and see what happens. And I actually got Baltimore. So here's the actual trade. So we got Tajada along with Sidney Ponson and Mike DeJean in exchange for Mitre Nolasco. Nolasco was our number 37 overall ranked pitching prospect in baseball. Randy Wells, another highly sought after guy, 69 overall prospect rank in baseball. And a couple guys they could probably use for utility roles in the majors if they get there, in Salas and Harris. So we definitely gave up a little bit, but Tajada will be around at least for one more year. So that's taken care of it. That was our biggest move by far. We also added a couple bench bats, Brad Wilkerson. So I also said in the last episode I wanted to add Brad Wilkerson to this team, potentially. So he actually turned out to be a decent player. Try to get him as many at-bats as we could. Ultimately, he's on the bench, but he's a super utility guy, so he could play every day. Somebody actually goes down, but I like to use his versatility. Now it's weird, he can play center and first. Center, he's not the greatest, but his range at 65 lets me know that he can get to the ball. So, yeah, in 259 at-bats, put together a better average. He was with Montreal earlier this year, better on base, a little better slug, OPS plus of 111. So he turned out to be a pretty good addition as well. Added Russell Branyan. Just needed to get a nice backup for our guy. In episode 3, I was kind of thinking about potentially getting either Wilkerson or Branyan, considering they're both left-handed bats, and they will be used on the bench for the most part, and they can play center and first. But I like the way Branyan can play third base, so got them both. So it didn't really cost me that much to get this guy. Exchanged Jerry Blevins to the Milwaukee Brewers to get Russell Branyan on the team. But he's also a free agent at the end of the year. So we'll see if we keep him or not. So sorting by WAR, they're the big the big trades that we made here on the offensive side of the ball. So leading by WAR, Tajada at 7.5, Ramirez 6.1, had a monster year. So led the team in home runs by far, RBIs, 655 plate appearances, and this guy will be around for a while. So pleased with the 26-year-old third baseman, and looking forward to more years with this guy as one of our cornerstone players on this Cubs team. So Michael Barrett, 4.3 WAR. And again, for some reason, historical Sims, catchers don't have a good rating. So what we'll do is we'll keep him in lineup here. I would like to get more of a defensive-minded catcher, but this guy can destroy the ball. So he's definitely a guy to keep on the team. And Lou, the ageless wonder, 38 years old. We have him for one more season, 25 homers, 80 RBIs, and a 3.5 WAR. So a couple guys that I was a little disappointed in. Derek Lee. Comparing his previous 2 years actually, average was down substantially by about 20 points, on base by like 25 to 30 points, not slugging anywhere close to what he did at 419 compared to 508 and 03 with Florida. So a very underwhelming first year. Coming to the Chicago Cubs from the Florida Marlins. Sammy Sosa, numbers dipped big time. 35 years old. Sammy should be on the team for another 2 years. I may see where that goes. I don't want to keep Sammy if he's not going to perform. So 2.3 WAR, okay. Decent outfield ratings besides the arm. So we'll see how long we can hold on to the franchise icon here, Sammy Sosa. And then Mark Grudzielanek playing a, respectable second base. Nothing too crazy there. And we actually kept Todd Walker. He's a good guy to have around. He'll be here for one more year. So we'll see what happens there. But just in case something happens with our second baseman. So let's get into if we actually made the playoffs or not. Home screen. So we did not. The Cubs finished 6 games back of the wild card to the LA Dodgers, the surging LA Dodgers. So we'll kind of go through what happened here. To our infos page. So April and May, we were pretty good in April. In May, we sucked. June, 18-9. By far our best month. In July, same thing, 16-11. So going into the July 31st trade deadline, we looked like we were going to make the playoffs as that wild card team, or even a division crown. And then August and September, our starting pitching just did not perform down the stretch. So let's take a look at what happened here. Time frame. Let's go with August. So Matt Clement, Zambrano, Wood, Pryor, could have performed better down the stretch there. So that's what happened there in August. Let's go with September. It's not showing up here. Let's see what we can do here. Time frame. Yeah, so kind of going back to August again, but our pitching did not really hold up in August. Kind of a disappointing month, and also September we kind of came back a little bit. I don't know why that was not showing that split there for our pitchers, but this was not enough. Now let me show you what the LA Dodgers did. So the Dodgers actually started the season very mediocre, and all of a sudden 17, 19, and then this basically took us out of the race in September. We just fell too far behind to catch these guys. So Adrian Beltre led the charge, 47 homers, 154 RBIs, 354 average, 4 on base. This guy's a monster, apparently a free agent after this season. So definitely a World Series contender here. Decent pitching, decent hitting. So we'll see where the Dodgers go. But our Cubs, we did not make the 04 playoffs. Very disappointing. Hit a lot of home runs. 7th in runs. Second in field independent pitching. Strikeouts first. Defense could definitely use some improvement here. On pace for only 84. We got 88 wins. So let's hope for a better year in 2005. I'm gonna play the postseason, kind of start out with that, and then get into the off-season stuff in episode 5. All right, guys. I'll see you guys for episode number 5.